Hey everybody, Hunter, Fisher, Trapper, Trader, Guide, Scout, and Interpreter, and just a country cook, Steve Hall, here in Nashville, Tennessee, along with pretty Miss Sheila running that camera. Hi, Sheila.
Hi.
Today we're going to make a salad. It's mozzarella balls and tomatoes, and all the highfalutin chefs call it, I think, a caprese salad or something. To me, it's marinated mozzarella balls and tomatoes. Now, I went to the store and got a couple little tubs of mozzarella balls, and it comes in kind of a little salted liquid. I just rinsed them off in the sink. So I got pure mozzarella balls over here. I went and got some delicious little cherry tomatoes, but we're gonna do a little different than the recipe that's on here, because this comes with a recipe, tells you to get some oil and some different stuff in tomatoes, but doesn't mention anything about lemon juice, doesn't mention anything about white or red wine vinegar, it doesn't mention anything about garlic, and lots of other neat stuff we're gonna put in there. So come on over and let's get started. Okay, here's my little mozzarella balls. Now, if you can't find them and all you can find is a big chunk of mozzarella, you can always cut it up till it's about that size right there. And I got these delicious little cherry tomatoes. And I love to find, some of them called grape tomatoes, some of them are on the vine. I like the tiniest, littlest ones I can find because I don't cut them in half for this recipe. A lot of people cut them in half. I don't like that. I want to leave it whole, and the smaller tomato you can find, the more condensed flavor they got, I think. They're just delicious. And I found a couple of different colors, which really made it kind of look cool too. But before we do any of this, we need to make our marinade. All right, to make our marinade, we're going to dump in 1 cup of basil leaves, and I tore them into little teeny pieces to kind of help my little blender here. And when I pull them out of the package, I like to nip these off right at the bottom of the leaf. Now, when I use cilantro to make like pico de gallo or whatever, I use a little bit of the stem because it has a good flavor, but here I just want the leaf. Then we're going to add a little bit of oregano in here, just a pinch of oregano, just a splash of red wine vinegar in here, and I use this garlic paste. I know you can use fresh garlic, but I love this garlic paste. I'm going to put in about a teaspoon in here. And by the way, none of this stuff is on the recipe on the little tub here. I'm going to put a little bit of parsley in here, just a little pinch or two, because I'm going to add parsley to it after it's blended to kind of give it a kind of a rough texture, so to speak. Then, let me put in just a little bit, about 1/3 of a lemon there. Let me squeeze it over here so I can make sure I don't get any seeds in my little marinade. All right, looks good right there, perfect. Then to start out with, and we're going to keep our little oil container right here handy, but we're going to start out with 3 tablespoons of virgin olive oil in there. Extra virgin olive oil is going to help it blend up nice, but we might need a little bit more with this blender, and we'll add it as we need it. So let's see how we can get going here. All right, we added a few more tablespoons of oil in here, and it's getting a little closer to the consistency I'm looking for. There we go. Beautiful thing. Now, I had to add quite a bit of olive oil to get it to that consistency. But when you're doing your thing, just keep on doing it until it gets to where you want it. That looks about perfect right there. Can you see that, Sheila?
Yeah, it's good.
I'm looking for that consistency. That took about 1/4 cup of olive oil to get that thin, and that's really what I want. And I didn't want to grind them up with the grinder, but I want to put in about maybe about 1/3 of a teaspoon of red pepper flakes in here, just to give it a little spice, but I didn't want the blender to break them up. So we're going to stir them in. Now you can use like a chili sauce or a pepper sauce or even hot sauce if you want, but I just like them pepper flakes, and I'll put all the ingredients in the description box below, including all the extra olive oil that I had to put in there. But now it's time to put some of this on top of our mozzarella balls here. Kind of tumble these babies around. All right, we got that mixed in there. I like a little extra oil so I can keep tumbling it through the bottom there. Now, if you're going to store this, this will store for a long time in the refrigerator. Of course, it won't last long. You'll gobble it all up. But I like to add the tomatoes when you're going to serve it, like an hour or so before, so it does sit in the marinade. But I just don't like putting tomatoes in this mixture and sitting them in the refrigerator for 3, 4, 5 days. But you can store this just like this, and you can add these an hour or two before you're going to serve them. And I don't like to slice them in half either. So we're just going to pretend that we're going to serve these today, because we are. And I like to go with about a third as many tomatoes as there is mozzarella balls. Doesn't that look beautiful, Sheila?
That's pretty.
That is so pretty and so delicious. Wowee. All right, well, maybe just a few more here. Now you can also serve these by taking one of these, sticking a toothpick through it, and some people fold up like a basil leaf like this and put it in. I think that's a little overdone. I like to tear the basil leaf in half, then fold it. Let me see here. I got a little toothpick over here. I don't know if it's long enough because I didn't bring any of them little party toothpicks. Let's see if I can do one where you just run this through the mozzarella ball, then through the basil leaf, then you put one of them on. And you set them little hors d'oeuvres all the way around your salad. Man, those will turn out fantastic. Maybe I'll make a few of these and put them around before we serve it. See you in a minute. Look what I did, and aren't they beautiful? Little piece of mozzarella, piece of basil leaf, just about a third of a leaf folded over, little tomato on there. And I just use these baby spring mix greens on here. Sheila and I love these mixed in with our salad, so I thought that would be a great bed to put the rest of our mozzarella balls and tomatoes on here. And people could come by with a spoon, or you could just do this for your family, where you take some toothpicks and kind of help yourself when you want to get one out of there. Oh man, is this looking incredible or what?
That's pretty.
It's pretty delicious too, I can tell you that right now. Here is our salad. Whatever they called it, some fancy name for a salad. All I know is it's marinated mozzarella balls. And it's almost impossible to goof this recipe up. Have fun with it. You can put anything you want in there, but as long as you throw in a little bit of lemon juice, oh, see, there's always one that takes off. Did he run clear over there? Look at it. He's hanging right on the clip. Oh, no, don't touch him. I want to get a shot of that once. Take a look at this. Now, if you were trying to roll that tomato to the edge, it'd fly off every time. But it dropped over the side of the platter, rolled right over, and stopped right there. I just wanted to show that to you. And there you have what the fancy people call a caprese salad. To me, it's marinated mozzarella balls and little teeny cherry tomatoes. And you know what? I got just a little bit of this vinaigrette stuff that we mixed up. And I'm going to kind of drizzle it on some of these greens, just in case, once you start eating the stuff out of the way, you want to pick one of them up and taste some of this delicious marinade just on the greens themselves. That would work. Awesome, awesome. And by the way, that one cherry tomato that flew clear over the edge, it's in there. Can't tell you which one it is because it's top secret. But look at all these neat little hors d'oeuvres around the edge. I got a few toothpicks stuck in some of this stuff so that people can just pick it up and go by and grab some just delicious mozzarella balls and red cherry tomatoes, along with, oh yeah, we got some orange ones and yellow ones in there too. So kind of mix it up and have some fun with it. Doesn't that look great, Sheila?
That looks really good.
Oh, they're so good. And don't put a whole leaf of basil folded up 4 times in there because it's overpowering. Tear a basil leaf in about 3 chunks, fold it so the green side's out, because believe it or not, one side of the basil leaf is kind of a off color and the other side's nice and shiny green. I fold it so that the green side really shows up pretty. Then run a toothpick through it and you got some hors d'oeuvres. These look just great. You know, this really looks terrific. Let me try one here. A little tomato, a little basil. Oh, I got to mention, you know that parsley I put a little bit in? Just do that. About a teaspoon of parsley throw in there. I never put any more in because I don't want it to overpower the basil. Now, there are some recipes where I was over at Kroger's and they use nothing but parsley. And I just like the basil instead. So let's try this right here. That is plenty basil, only about a third of a leaf. Hate to talk with my mouth full, but it's just delicious. Let me chew for a minute. All right, I'm done smacking now. I always edit that part out because I know you don't want to sit there and watch me chew on this stuff. But this is absolutely delicious. You got to give this recipe a try. Did you enjoy this, Sheila?
I did.
I did too. I hope you try it, and we really hope you subscribe to our channel. Little Shotgun Red's face will pop up over here in a little bit. When it does, click on it. When it says subscribe, right next to that, click on the bell. Even if you've subscribed before, you can always come back and click on the bell. Then you'll be notified every time we come out with a brand new recipe. We'll put some more recipes over here that we really hope you enjoy. And is this the best, what is it, caprese or something they call it? Man, it's marinated mozzarella balls and little baby cherry tomatoes. That's all it is, with basil and a lot of other goodies that we put in there. You got to try it too. We'll see you next time right here. Oh, is it the best? If it ain't, it ought to be. I almost goofed up there. And all the ingredients will be in the description box below. If you just look below the video, sometimes you don't see the whole recipe, but it'll say show more. Click on show more, then it'll drop down. You'll see the whole recipe. You can copy it, paste it, print it out, and then you'll always have it. Of course, it'll always be there. You never have to go to a website to get our recipes. They're always right under the video. But if you do want to snoop around at our website, of course, it's shotgunred.com. We got a lot of neat goodies there and all kinds of stuff. We'll see you next time right here on Cooking with Shotgun Red. Say goodnight, Sheila.
Good night, Sheila.
Thank you, babe. See you next time. Bye-bye.